Right now at noon, hear how the police chief center is gathering funds for kids with special needs in his area.
And we've got severe thunderstorms on the way as we head into the afternoon. We're going to take a look at that forecast coming up.
And residents are looking for answers regarding an elevator at a Pittsburgh apartment.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Tenants in the Stillwell apartment building in Pittsburgh are searching for answers on what is causing the delay in repairing the elevator. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
The elevator in the Stillwell apartment building in Pittsburgh has been out of service for more than a month. Tenants of the 4-story building says this isn't new, but as time goes on, it's growing into a bigger issue.
Most of the time I use a cane or a walker, and I fractured my thigh bone about 1.5 years ago. I've got brittle bones. I'm absolutely terrified of tripping and falling down all those stairs.
Nina Boland has missed multiple doctor's appointments due to the difficulty of going up and down the stairs. Boland's niece, who also lives in the building, brings groceries and other deliveries to her aunt's door since the elevator stopped working.
Poor girl, she's my mailman, my garbage man, and she'll lug up groceries, and that's a long way for a petite person to carry a lot of stuff. And she's got a full-time job anyway, so I don't want to burden her.
There's not a whole lot I'm not willing to do for her. First of all, I love her, and I feel like we're kind of a part of a community here, and I want to try to help out people if they need it. The problem is that I'm one person and I have a full-time job.
Both living as neighbors on the 3rd floor, Thompson says the 3-flight hike isn't a problem for her, but is for others.
If I were older or if I had some kind of problems, I think this would be really difficult to get around. I've seen other people who are mobile, but just because you're mobile doesn't, technically my aunt can walk, but she's not very stable. She needs a walker a good point of the time because she gets off balance and stuff.
The aunt and niece duo say they understand the on-site workers are just trying to manage like them. The building is operated by a non-profit board. These tenants say they try to get information from the board on the status of the elevator and when they should expect repairs, but the tenants say they haven't gotten clear answers.
Like I said, I don't think it's any one person's fault, but once again, I don't understand the full picture. I don't know what the root problem is, and no one's really coming forward with the root problem. It feels like, and maybe there's not one problem, but give me a list then. I don't care how long the list is.
A spokesperson for the city of Pittsburgh confirms that the fire marshal is aware of this issue. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The executive director of the apartments provided a statement which says in part, pigeons had torn a hole in the elevator cage wiring, which allowed the pigeons to get into the cage and nest. It also allowed water to come into the cage, which shorted out the motor. The contractor informed staff yesterday that they believe they have the parts for the repair.
And we are tracking strong to severe thunderstorms that'll be rolling into the area here in the next few hours. Right now, certainly doesn't seem like it. It is sunny, it's warm, it's also a bit on the humid side out there. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, you can see the sunshine, you can also see the cloud cover just on the shadows on the ground, and it is quite breezy out there. Our camera downtown Joplin, take a look at those puffy cumulus clouds out there and take a look at the wind just whipping around. Now we do have whoa, there we go. We do have a tornado watch that has gone out into Oklahoma, and this runs until 6 o'clock this evening. It only includes Delaware County in our immediate area at this time, but it is associated with these thunderstorms, which have fired up very quickly and have quickly gone severe as well. We're going to see more of these thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon here. Yesterday started at 54, well above where we should be, made it to 80, just 3 degrees shy of a record high. Right now, warming up, 76 in Joplin, 74 in Pittsburgh, and temperatures around the region. Behind that front, which is slowly tracing into the area, we've got mid-60s, Yates Center and Iola. Ahead of it, though, we are in the mid to upper 70s. We're going to talk more about the thunderstorms this evening and when they're going to get here and what you can expect in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, 3 men from Kansas City, Missouri now face federal firearms charges following an investigation into the mass shooting during the Chiefs Super Bowl rally. Prosecutors have filed 12 charges against Fado Antonia Manning and 4 charges each against Ronald Wayne Williams Jr. and Chalon Hendricks Grove. These charges include gun trafficking and straw purchases or buying guns on behalf of another person legally unable to make the purchase themselves. According to court documents, 12 people pulled out firearms and at least 6 people fired weapons at the rally attended by an estimated 1 million people on February 14th. 1 woman died and nearly 24 other people were injured. Prosecutors charged 2 men, Lindell Mays of Raytown, Missouri, and Dominic Miller of Kansas City, Missouri, with second-degree murder and several weapons counts for that incident. Well, people in Webb City may have noticed emergency vehicles at the high school yesterday. The Webb City High School hosted an emergency response drill involving multiple area first responders. The exercise was designed to prepare area response teams for any situation that may arise. In a statement posted to its Facebook page, the school said, quote, "Our students and staff safety is always a top priority, and drills like this continue to help us improve," end quote. The Fort Scott National Historic Site performed a prescribed burn yesterday with the help of the Fort Scott Fire Department and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife staff. Historic Site Director Carl Brenner tells KOAM they do a spring burn for 3 years, then a fall burn. It's a way to control the invasive plant species and bring the grassland back to what it once was when the fort was founded in the 1840s. The fire was performed successfully. Director Brenner says they burn about 5 acres annually. The park remains open for normal hours. The Neosho, Missouri Fire Department yesterday morning battled a house fire. It happened just before 7 a.m. at 1709 South High Street. When crews arrived, they saw smoke coming from the first floor and basement of the home. They brought the blaze under control shortly before 7:30. No one was inside the home at the time, but the structure was heavily damaged. Still ahead, the Yates Center Police Department creates a fundraiser for special education needs. We'll hear the personal connection their police chief has to the cause. And later, we're making crazy fast shrimp scampi in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The police chief of Yates Center is gathering funds for kids with special needs in his area. KOAM's Anthony Saviello sat down to learn about why he's doing it and the driving force behind his mission.
Michael Strode is the police chief of Yates Center.
I do a career that is fascinating. It is hours and hours of boredom, highlighted by moments of sheer terror and adrenaline.
He describes himself as someone who is different. You kind of have to be to do his job.
We're all a little different, and that's fine. It's okay to be different.
But now he's raising money to help those who people may consider different.
We thought we wanted to do something for autism awareness to help raise money for our school and for our instructors to help with whatever may or may not need for the students.
So they created a collectible coin. These coins are in the shape of the police department seal. On one side, the seal being showcased. On the other, the cause it's raising awareness for. A cause that means a lot to Chief Strode.
It was still a little rough for me anyway, because I just wondered what's it going to be like for him now.
Back in January, his son Teddy was diagnosed with autism.
There's still a big stigma out there. A lot of people don't know about that. And I just wanted to make sure that he would have everything he would need.
But Chief Strode isn't leaving anyone else out.
I want to continue to help moving forward to help our students with whatever they may or may not need to be successful in our modern day society. And if that means that I need to help purchase anything from sunglasses to iPads to a blanket, I will do so for the students.
And these coins are one way to make sure of that. Reporting in Yates Center, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
To find a link on where to buy one of the challenge coins for $10, you can go on over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Jobs for America's Graduates hosted its award ceremony yesterday at the McDonald County High School. The MCHS JAG program is dedicated to connecting students with opportunities and resources that prepare them for success beyond high school. The event featured a keynote presentation from former MCHS graduate and successful entrepreneur Brandy Kozecki.
They take away a little bit of confidence and know that setting goals and keeping with it is something that they're capable of, even this young. I hope that it will help set the trajectory of their life in a completely different path.
Members of the public were invited to the event. Well, the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce held their weekly chamber coffee meeting today right here at KOAM. The meeting allows members of the chamber to discuss events going on in the city of Pittsburgh. Ron Supermarket provided refreshments for the meeting, and members were able to take a tour of the KOAM news station. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today we're making fast food for dinner. It's not the kind you get at the drive-thru, and you won't have to wait in line for it.
We've got strong to severe thunderstorms rolling into the area this afternoon. We're going to take a look at that forecast when the KOAM News at noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we've got strong to severe thunderstorms on the way as we head into the afternoon hours. Already have a tornado watch. Now in our area, it stops at Delaware County and it runs until 6 o'clock this evening, but it is associated with this activity. Take a look at these thunderstorms that have just blossomed across parts of central Oklahoma, just immediately south of I-44, and they're continuing to lift off to the north and east. And take a look at this cell right here that's just fired up just outside of Tulsa right now. All of this is what's going to be giving us some problems here in the next couple of hours across the area. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. It's a little blurry. It's shaking in the wind. It is very breezy. It is warm. It is muggy. It is partly sunny out there. Lots of folks heading out for lunch. Our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown. Take a look at these cumulus clouds out here. Look at the puffy clouds that we've got. Sunshine, very breezy conditions. KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh at Kansas Crossing also showing ample sunshine despite those extra clouds in the sky right now. 7th range line. See, there's another view. That is mostly cloudy, but we've got enough openings. We're getting sunshine in there. 76. At dew point is at 62. That humidity is at 62. South-southwest breeze at 20. Gusts to 35 miles an hour out there. Over in Pittsburgh, 74. Dew point 62. Humidity's up to 67. South-southwest breeze at 20. Gusting to 29 miles an hour out there. The frontal boundary off to our northwest starting to sneak in. 65, Yates Center, Iola, but look immediately ahead of that sharp cutoff on the temperatures, upper 70s for most of us ahead of this frontal boundary. And as it continues to sink, it's going to continue to trigger showers and thunderstorms right along the I-44 corridor. Not much change since this morning. We still have the low to elevated tornado risk across parts of the area. Again, right along that I-44 corridor and stay 20, 30 miles either side of it. Then, excuse me, the biggest change is the significant hail. Those hash marks have now been backed up to the elevated edge of this, and in this area between the elevated and the enhanced zone, which has also been expanded, we could see hail 2 inches in diameter or larger, so we're talking significant size hail. The storms that we saw down in Oklahoma already looking at hail golf ball size, potentially larger down there with these storms. So what are we thinking about timing? Right now, the latest data still shows us holding off until about 3, 4 o'clock. But if development keeps taking place like it is in northeastern Oklahoma, these storms may get here a little earlier, but the impact will still be the same with strong to severe thunderstorms out there. And they are going to bring, again, the biggest threat is going to be for very large hail across the area, but we still have the damaging wind gusts and that attendant tornado risk as well with these showers and storms as they push into the area. Here we are by 6. We've still got a few of those storms out there, and as that front stalls out, we'll get a few showers that could redevelop, maybe an isolated storm late tonight, and then that front will eventually push on off to the southeast, and we'll cool off back behind it out there. So again, over the next couple hours, absolutely keep your eye to the sky, keep your phone right there with the KOAM Plus app, the KOAM Skywatch weather app, because these storms are going to pack a punch as they roll in this afternoon. 80 for the high today, 42 for the low tonight behind all of this. Upper 50s tomorrow, still breezy though. We'll have a gusty north wind. The weekend looks great out there, which is good news. Much cooler Monday, 50 degrees, a couple of 30-degree nights out there. And we'll warm up next week, got a few more shower and thunderstorm chances. But of course, right now, the big focus, the big concern is on the storms we're expecting here in the next couple hours.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making crazy fast shrimp scampi in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's Mr. Food recipe is a quick and easy take on an Italian-American classic. This buttery lemony pasta is done in just 15 minutes. Howard shows us how to make a crazy fast shrimp scampi in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today we're making what I call fast food for dinner. It's not the kind you get at the drive-thru. I'm talking about a dish that's done start to finish in less time than it would probably take you to drive to your local burger joint. We begin by cooking a pound of linguine. If you're pressed for time, make sure you put a pot of water on as soon as you get home so it's ready by the time you change your clothes and open your mail. While that cooks, we melt some butter along with a bit of olive oil. You see, the blend of these gives the rich taste of butter without it burning while we saute our garlic and spices. Once it's tender, we toss in some shrimp. And when they're pink, we stir in some lemon juice and a little parsley. Now all we have to do is drain our pasta and serve all this buttery goodness over it. I told you it was fast and probably not what you expected. This is my idea of fast food. So if you love the combo of garlicky shrimp and pasta that tastes like it came from your favorite Italian restaurant, go to our website and get the recipe for our crazy fast shrimp scampi. You might even want to put on a bib, because slurping all these buttery noodles can get kind of messy. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a garlicky way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, we've got those strong to severe thunderstorms heading in this afternoon. Right now, just the tornado watch for Delaware County at this point until 6 o'clock this evening. But we'll be tracking these storms as they roll into the area. Otherwise, between now and then, we're still going to make highs around 80. We've got those gusty winds pushing 30, 35 miles an hour. That cold front will set off these storms, and once it does so, it is going to get cool back behind it. Low 40s tonight, upper 50s tomorrow.
Wow.
Lots to look out for today. Thanks so much,
Absolutely.
Chris. And Dow, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, a lot coming up at 5 in addition to tracking those storms. March is recognized nationally as Brain Injury Awareness Month, and one global organization is offering free speech therapy to those affected by the brain disorder aphasia. Plus, the final part of Tanya Bach's investigative series, Beyond Homeless. Tonight, we're going to introduce you to a Southeast Kansas organization with plans to remedy the housing shortage. And students at Carl Junction High School are preparing for the future with help from representatives from the Joplin Job Center. Hope you join us for those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 5.
All right, thanks, Dow. Have a great rest of your day.